Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno. The College World Series kicked off today in Omaha, Nebraska. Currently playing right now at Charles Schwab. It's Virginia and North Carolina, as Virginia just took a 2-1 lead in the top of the sixth inning, 2 outs with a runner on third for Virginia. Tennessee, Florida State getting going tonight at 6 p.m. That game will be on ESPN, and you can catch it right here live on 104.5 The Zone. That coverage starts at 5:45. Tennessee 1-5 in College World Series openers in program history. Its lone win came in the 1995 College World Series, where it won 3-1 against Clemson. FSU tonight throwing Jamie Arnold. He's 11-3 with a 2.77 ERA with 155 Ks and 18 appearances. Tennessee throwing out their opener, Chris Stamos. Big news in the NFL. Jags make it official. Trevor Lawrence agrees to terms on a 5-year deal worth $275 million. $200 million of that guaranteed, $142 million of that guaranteed at signing. And then tonight, into the NBA Finals, the Celtics look to sweep the Mavericks and win Game 4 over Dallas. That game is on tonight at 7:30 p.m. on ABC. And then over in NHL playoffs, it's the Panthers and the Oilers with Game 4. Florida leads that one 3-0. That'll happen tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on ABC. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Happy Friday and welcome in to 3HL. It is good to be home. I am Joe Hunk, sitting in for the mayor, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay, as they are all off in Los Angeles. As I say my name, I am also the least accomplished person in the room, because sitting right across from me right now is one Mr. Brad Hopkins. How are you doing today, sir?
What it do, Mr. Hunk? How are you, sir?
It is doing well, and besides him is the doctor.
Hey.
Mr. Kevin Dyson, how you doing?
And they got me in Slay's seat.
Yes, sir.
So you talk about some big shoes, a big
Love
seat to
it.
fill.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Drink in that orange, buddy. Drink it in.
Look,
I can't do that.
yeah, that's the other thing. We gave you
Get
the
yourself
orange
a sip.
mic.
You got the orange mic cover. You got
Orange mic,
Slay's.
UT orange.
Absolutely, man. You're Slay today.
We could have been worse. I could have found a BYU blue to put you in.
See, I deal with the orange.
I mean, I could have made it worse.
So you'd rather deal with the orange than the BYU?
I can't do with BYU.
Being a Ute?
Yes,
being
I
a
can't
Ute?
do it.
See, it could have been so
Ute?
much worse. Oh, Ute. I know the answer, but KD
It's the same
knows.
thing as a Seminole.
No, that was a joke. Remember the movie? What was the My Cousin Vinny?
My cousin Vinny. You know, the Utes were doing this.
What is a Ute?
What is a Ute? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's what it is. Now, we've got Tennessee and Florida State coming up at 5:45. That's when pregame is going to start. First pitch is at 6 o'clock. Live here on 104.5 The Zone. North Carolina and Virginia are playing right now at the Charles Schwab Field, as Virginia is up 2-1 in the top of the sixth inning. The winner of the Tennessee-Florida State game will obviously play the winner of this one Sunday here on 104.5 The Zone. Now, as we're talking, phone lines are open to you as well, 615-737-1045. And you can always watch us live on the Zone TV, which is on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. And I already screwed it up because I told Bananas that he could do this. Let's start this again, okay? Zone TV, you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
You already messed it up.
Screwed it up a second time. Dang it!
Twitch is
Stop
last.
talking.
So I
Twitch
can
is
be like
last.
Dawn today and say Twitch, please.
Okay, Twitch, please. We'll fix this next
Twitch,
segment.
please.
Okay, Twitch, please. There we go. We'll fix this second segment there as well. Here's the other thing, and KD doesn't know about this as well, because joining Joseph behind the glass right now, we have somebody is one of our part-timers. He is learning how to run the board. So every single thing that we're doing here, things that I do on from 1 to 3 and I've done on 3HL, he's learning to do at the moment. So he's going to be helping us. The thing about this is, in KD, It's one of your students.
Uh-oh, who is
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's going on, KD? It's Reed Smith.
See? So we're about to see about how good of a principal KD is because we got one of his students. We're training one of them back there in the back.
I've been here a year, not training.
Reed, come over in the
Kinda
window. Reed, come over in the window so he can see you.
Where's he at? What's up, man? You know what's crazy? He didn't ask me to help him get a job. He did it on his own.
Can you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
He said that the sad thing is that Katie was working here and you didn't even ask him to help you get this job.
That's good about
I
him.
knew Brent. I asked Brent. Brent helped me.
Oh, there you go.
Man, he went over KD's
He went
head.
over.
Yeah.
He went
to
way
the mayor.
more important than KD.
Exactly. He's just,
You know, screw
He
the
shook
guy.
his head.
Screw the guy that's probably going to have a statue somewhere at the brand new football stadium because of some play he did in '99. I'm going to go over him.
Yeah.
He was only my principal my freshman year at Independence.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
for
left.
only 1 year.
So how good of a principal is Katie though?
Very good. He made me pay for a textbook that was already ripped before I got it.
Why would you do that?
See, he
KD?
telling stories.
Why would he get on the air and tell a story?
And why would we give him a ripped textbook already?
Yeah.
Well, you tell us.
Yeah, Kevin Dyson.
I should have taken a
principal.
picture. It was my fault. I should have taken it.
Even to this day, Kevin's going down saying that the book wasn't ripped when they
wasn't
gave
ripped.
it to him. But Reed just told you it was.
It was a good family, man. Dad was a booster up there, or booster president at one point or another.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, good family, man. They always been good to me, except for he didn't
He
want to pay
said
for
you
his
were one of his
textbook.
favorites.
I paid for it.
He did. He gave you a compliment, Katie. He said
That's
that
it.
you were
He
one of
did.
his favorites. I hear that a lot.
I appreciate it.
Trust me, I don't think I have a principal that was a favorite. I really don't.
My principal in elementary school was my dad's second grade math teacher.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Couldn't
wow.
get away with anything.
No.
Couldn't get away with nothing.
My middle school principal probably gave me, I would say, no less than 15 paddlings, and I know that doesn't happen in 2024.
I'm not with the paddling. With other people grabbing your kid and spanking them up.
No,
I'm not good with that.
My mom told him to. That's the thing. That's the difference. My mom told him to.
Beat his tail.
Yeah, no,
Whenever
he
he
did.
gets, I mean, wear him out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't even like my principal in New Hope. So, Katie, you're getting a ton of compliments because he likes you.
He only had me for 1 year. That's probably why.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so he loved you more.
I got out of there.
Yeah. Also, we have an update. The Jello shot challenge.
Uh-oh.
Now, that's the important thing. That's the most important thing of all this. I know we all want Tennessee to win the national championship is if you're a Vols fan, but you also need to win Rocco's Jello shot challenge. The next update for the Jello shot challenge is coming up in 2 hours at 5 o'clock. But their last update that was at noon, Tennessee was losing by 14 shots.
Oh.
So they have 491. North Carolina is leading with 506 shots. That was at noon. So 5 o'clock, right before Tennessee gets going, we'll have the latest update on that. So if you're listening to us on the 104.5 The Zone app, then just letting you know if you're listening to us in Omaha, go to Rocco's, get you a shot, help the number out.
Yeah.
Help the number
Get
out.
good and lathered before the game starts.
Don't be a bunch of fool people for that
Love
game.
it. Love it.
Now, when I can
Hold on a second. Did you call it the Chuck?
yes, that's the nickname.
Is that what they call it?
So yeah, so
that might be one of the coolest nicknames for a venue I've ever heard.
It used to be TD Ameritrade, which you really can't make a nickname out of TD Ameritrade.
Oh, the TD. We going
Yeah,
to the TD?
we're going to the TD. Like,
No,
no.
yeah,
First
that's
off,
wrong.
I still wanted to. I wish they would have redone the old stadium. I'm not even a fan of this one, but it got a new stadium sponsored by Charles Schwab.
The Chuck.
So they nicknamed it the Chuck. So that's where they're playing. So like I think it's the Omaha Storm or something play there. They're the AA baseball team. They play there as well. And then you also have, what's the university that is in Omaha? I want to say I forget what it is, but they also play games there. Yeah, it's Creighton. Creighton is the other university. They play games there as well. So they all play at the Chuck.
Is this a long park compared to Lindsay?
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a lot of parks that are long parks compared to Lindsey Nelson. Like this ballpark, depending on the day and even depending on the game, this park can either play extremely short where you're having to rely on doubles, bunts, steals, and great pitching, or if by the time the final pitch of a game ends and the first pitch of the next game starts, the wind can totally flip because it's Nebraska. So in one point in time, this game being it's happening between Virginia and North Carolina, this could be a game where they're doing nothing but relying on station-to-station baseball. And by the time that the first pitch happens between Florida State and Tennessee tonight, this could be bomber ball. It can change that quickly because of the terrain in Nebraska and where the stadium is located at. So it is a very big stadium, And most of the time, if the wind's blowing, it'll be blowing in from like the right side to home plate. So that's the reason why if somebody hits one out in right field when the wind's blowing in, that's a shot. I don't care if it barely clears the wall. It's going to be a shot because it's going to be hard for them to do so.
Why do I feel like there's a starter pistol, and whichever started tonight, Jimmy Arnold or Chris Stamos is going to, it's almost going to see which one of those goes into deeper innings to save arms and whatnot, more effective against the batters. It seems like there's like a starter pistol to see which one of them lasts the longest. Pow! Go.
Well, Stamos, if he goes 3 innings, I'll be surprised. Because just the way that Tennessee uses him, he's utilized more as an opener. So he's going to go 2 innings, maybe 3, and then they're going to go to A.J. Clausey in that. So that's always going to be – that's been the tandem the entire season. Since they had to go with this move because of injuries, Stamos acts as your opener, and then Clausey is going to be going that way. You were asking about dimensions. Zeph has those dimensions. What's the dimensions of the CHOP?
So at Lindsey Nelson, down the lines, you're 320, and then your left and right center fields
Power alleys.
are about 360. Over at Charles Schwab, down the line, you're about 335. So it's about 15 feet larger and down the lines. And then during the left and right center, it's again 375, so about 15 feet. But center field is where you have the biggest difference. At Lindsey Nelson Stadium, 390 dead center. At the Schwab, 408.
But does that juice the numbers, though, when you're talking about a shorter field?
So that's been the conversation, and I know that anybody has talked about baseball goes, wait a second, the Vols have hit 173 home runs.
Right.
Like, this is the team. The thing is, majority of those home runs, I'm not going to say all, let's take away 30. Let's just say take away 30. 143 of those balls would have been out at the Chuck.
Okay.
Because Christian Moore, and you guys know this from the football side, like a quarterback can throw a football, can throw a football, can throw a football. It doesn't matter if there's a 20-mile-per-hour wind or what. You know with the guys that have arms. Christian Moore hit a home run over dead center field at the Hoover Met. Not over the wall, over the batter's eye. That doesn't happen. I've seen games with the Birmingham Barons. I have seen major league teams play there. I have seen college baseball games for the SEC tournament. I have watched Alabama played a season there while their baseball stadium was being renovated in Tuscaloosa. Nobody has come close to doing what Christian Moore did in that one bat. So to show you the power that he has, he can put it out of any ballpark. But we'll see coming up at 6 o'clock.
That's how he set school records this year.
That's exactly how he did. And the thing about it is the man wasn't even up for the Golden Spikes
right?
award. Like,
well deserved, though.
I mean,
he's a beast. Man.
Absolutely. Like he wasn't even the player of the year for the SEC. So
wasn't even a first-team All-American.
Yeah,
first team All-American.
Caglione,
None of that.
Who'd he lose it to, though? Come on.
True.
Yeah.
But
okay.
but you guys right now, you're thinking about this in the NFL. If we're talking about a guy that put up numbers kind of like what you would see at Hawaii when they were doing the fun and gun offense, and they're not even considered for the Heisman.
Right.
But they're also a top 10 draft pick. Christian Moore is most likely going to be a top 10, top 15 draft
That's a great
pick.
comparison.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
That's a good
it's
comparison.
similar.
I like that.
I mean, because we never gave any credit to anything that was happening in Hawaii. And then you see him at the Heisman, and you're going, why is he at the Heisman ceremony? Like, what? Christian Moore's not even getting that.
Yeah.
He's not getting All-Americans. He's not getting anything.
Yeah, but I like how Tony Vitello addressed that. You know what he said? He said that Christian isn't worried about the individual accolades. He's more about the team awards. Team awards,
Absolutely.
meaning maybe a championship, his first ever.
Yeah.
And that would definitely include tacking on the zero to the whatever offer that they may have on the table for him, because my man is getting it done as of recently.
Oh, he's gonna get paid.
Cha-ching! That's what we used to say back in the day. Cha-ching!
Yeah.
Like when KD walked by, we go, cha-ching!
Yeah.
I bet you when Trevor Lawrence is walking by, he hears cha-ching.
Hey.
Jaguars, brand new deal for Trevor Lawrence. We have phone calls. We're going to get to those when we come back as well. Joe Hunk sitting in with 3HL or for 3HL, DHOP, and Kevin Dyson, the doctor, with us. We'll continue on 104.5 The Zone.
I want to tell you about a really cool Irish whiskey that I tried a few weeks ago. So flavorful, and you can just put it on one of those, big ice cubes and just sip on it when you have a stressful day at work to unwind a little bit. And Bunratty Irish Whiskey is what I'm talking about. Bunratty Irish Whiskey just launched in Tennessee. Search the Bunratty Irish Whiskey Facebook page for things they have going on, including something I'll tell you about in just a second. They've got a great Father's Day idea. Second's over. Pick up a bottle of Bunratty Irish Whiskey, an award-winning premium blend. It makes the perfect gift. They're having special promotions where you can taste for yourself, and they'll have a Father's Day card with an easy recipe for a Bunratty Whiskey old-fashioned and gift bag. Boom. Father's Day shopping done. Search them on Facebook at Bunratty Irish Whiskey. Bunratty Irish Whiskey. Welcome home to Bunratty Irish Whiskey. 43% ABV. Imported by Camelot Importing, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, what's happening, man? Ron Slay still here with you with Chuck McDowell. This is another papa. Yes, he should be honored. He should be honored. Yeah, Father's Day week is right here upon us. But he's got something good for you, too. You can be a part of a winning team. WhyWesley.com. That's Wesley Mortgage, the official mortgage provider of the Tennessee Titans. Get on with the team. Chuck McDowell is the leader of this group, and he cares about the community and proud to serve them, reinvesting in the people and the places that make Nashville such a wonderful place. You'll understand that once you run into him. Great guy, man. But as far as the team go, you ever had a support system already in place so you could succeed in the mortgage business, ensuring your loans close on time, making sure you get paid, giving you back the time to build your business and bring back the fun of mortgage professionalism. That's right. Unique network opportunities with the Titans, Music City Grand Prix, Nashville Predators, and more. So if you're in the mortgage industry and you're tired of the grind, tired of the pressure, and tired of micromanaging and everything, well, you need to jump on board with Wesley Mortgage. WhyWesley.com. Come be a part of a winning team. Come be a part of the Wesley Mortgage team.
Continuing on 104.5, the Zone 3HL, Brent, Don, and Slay are all in Los Angeles or heading to Los Angeles.
Congratulations, Ron and Chris.
Absolutely.
On your
Congratulations.
nuptials. Is the actual wedding tomorrow?
The actual wedding is tomorrow afternoon in Los Angeles, yes.
Well, congratulations to those two fabulous people. Ron's an awesome dude, and he definitely deserves a lady like Chris.
I also think that Slay got tricked into this.
What do you mean?
I think he got tricked into
the wedding?
No, yes, he got tricked into the wedding. Look, the reason I say it is because what's tomorrow's date?
Tomorrow's date is the 14th?
Today's the 14th.
15th.
Tomorrow's the 15th. So what's the numbers? 615.
Stop.
So Slay, being this humongous man of Tennessee, loves the city of Nashville. 615. She goes, let's do 615. June 15th. Let's do that.
Nice.
That's nice.
Hey, guys, what's on a 616?
That's Father's Day.
Boom. You know the wedding isn't about the man. He got the man that literally is on this radio station all day, every day, talking about we're heading up the hill for Father's Day. This is our time. Man got tricked into getting his own wedding the day before Father's Day.
The day before Father's Day.
See, he got tricked.
It'll always be forgotten.
See? He knows.
I'm kidding.
He knows.
I'm kidding, especially about that. Maybe.
It's no longer about him anymore.
Right.
Everybody
Is
knows
it ever
this.
really, though?
Look, I'll tell you.
Wedding?
But I'll be honest, though. What guy wants it about him?
No.
Thank you. Your face right there
yeah.
just showed it.
No. I mean, I didn't care anything about the wedding. I just wanted the honeymoon to be in a cool place.
That's it.
That's it. I wanted that to be cool. Guys, I didn't even get a bachelor trip. I didn't even get that. Didn't get a bachelor party. Didn't get a bachelor trip. Didn't get anything.
Nobody likes you?
No, my best man was 15 at the time, so can't really do anything.
So you started early.
Yeah, it was my nephew, or my soon-to-be nephew.
punch, man.
Yeah, you know what we did? The night before the wedding, we stayed up all night playing video games.
No, you did not.
No, we did.
Yeah.
Lord
because he couldn't do
mercy.
anything else.
Yeah.
My best man was 15, and the other guy that was in my wedding was like 13.
Oh, wow.
My wife just texted me. She said, Father's Day is a different date every year. God bless.
Well, it is. It technically is. But at the same time, it's no longer about that because it's always around, the same.
Something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
My wife hasn't even talked to me about
But
Father's Day.
it's a
She
cool
hasn't
way
talked
to
me about
remember your anniversary.
It is.
When's your anniversary?
615.
Dang, I can't remember. 615, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
He's
That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Tennessee. Like, again, he calls himself the Tennessee Mutt. Like, it is the perfect day for Ron Slay to get married, 615. Like, that's perfect.
Is Chris from Cali or something?
I don't know, because I know that she was at Tennessee with him. I know that she has been doing a lot of stuff in L.A., but I think she's
Just wonder
from
why the
here.
destination spot.
Yeah.
Everybody's kicking it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we'll be friends enough with Ron to be invited to the post game or post party or something.
See, a lot of us at the radio station, all of us were invited.
Yeah.
Problem is, come on, guys, we can't make it to L.A.
I know that's right.
We can't make it to L.A.
I mean, think about that. We could have did live shows from Ron's wedding, man. How cool would that have been? Hey, how cool would that have been for him to do 3HL from L.A., right? And then as he gets
His
off the
wife
show,
wasn't going
he
for
walks
that.
straight up there to the altar.
Okay, let's be honest. Ron Slay right now doesn't even know what day it is.
You
Let's
think so?
be
You don't think
honest.
so? You think he's? I
That
did see a
man-
shot of him already throwing one back already.
Absolutely. No,
If they're still on the plane, he most certainly is.
he's been in L.A. He
Yeah,
flew
right.
out to
He's been there
L.A.
for a
like
minute.
yesterday, yesterday Wednesday night. So he's been there.
Oh.
It's Brent and Dawn that are on their way out there now. So he's been there. I mean, and he's been just live tweeting. It's been, whew. Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's had a good old
He
time.
has-
Probably good news is that L.A. shuts down early.
It does.
What do you mean
LA
LA shuts down early?
shuts down early
Why is
compared
that?
to other cities.
What are you talking about? I didn't know that LA ever closed.
No, he's right.
L.A. shuts down.
Yep.
I'm talking about to actually go out and do some stuff. L.A.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
2009, I was out there for the national championship for Alabama and Texas. Game wraps up. Game kicks off at 5 o'clock Central, something like that. So it's about 3 o'clock out in California. Game ended around 7. We went downtown. No restaurants were open.
Wow. Oh,
None.
that's what you mean, like venues and
Venues and
places
stuff
to
like
eat
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, everything, yeah.
I'm about to say,
Clubs.
I know you can go to a club until the sun comes up.
Not in L.A.
Really?
L.A. is shut down by 1 o'clock.
Wow.
Now you can find your after party in the hills somewhere, but other than that,
Well, you sound like you have some brochures in your pocket or something. Man. You can take us around in LA.
My agent was from out that way. I used to go out there a lot, you know.
Trying to find that after hour spot.
Yeah.
I feel you.
All right, you can get it at 615-737-1045. Let's stay here in Nashville. Coach T, welcome on to 3HL. How's it going, sir?
Man, fellas, good afternoon. DHOP, KD, what's up, yo?
What's
Coach
up, man?
T.
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good. Hey, man, I tell you what, man, I was glad to be out with you guys yesterday, man. Thanks to Al Smith and NFLAA, man. We had a great time, man, out at Hermitage yesterday, and couldn't have had a better teammate with Albert Haynesworth, Chris Johnson, Charles Davis, and myself, man. Had a blast.
Well, hold on a second, Coach T. You lied a little bit there. Albert didn't swing a club. Albert showed up in sandals. So if he was a part of your team, he was just standing there next to the cart.
No, be honest. Hey, we let him putt.
Oh, okay, I got you. But they had the ringer. They had Charles Davis because Charles Davis could swing.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
This guy here? Hey, Coach T, did you see Kevin swing?
Oh, no, Kevin was in a different group. I was hoping to get behind him or something like that, but I didn't get a chance to get with him.
Dude's a beast, man. He's a beast.
Hey, but
don't believe the hype.
Good, though, man. David said we shot a 59 yesterday.
You're lying. Stop.
I swear, oh, God, man, we got down, baby.
Gotta check your card, bro.
Hey, I tell you what, and I told you guys talking about baseball a moment ago. I still think one of the best games they can put on was that White Sox Yankees last year in the Field of Dreams game. I wish they would do that more often.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, and that's real cool. There's no fence. You hit it to the cornfield, man. You're still running.
Hey, Coach T, just letting you know this year's Field of Dreams game. I know it's not in Iowa, but it's going to be at Rickwood Field in Omaha, or not Omaha, but in Iowa. It's going to be next Saturday. It's going to be beautiful.
Wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah. So So what's going to happen is it's going to be the San Francisco Giants are playing in it, and they're going to be called the San Francisco Seals. And I'm trying to remember who else is playing in the game, but it's at Rickwood, which is the oldest ballpark in America. And
that's nice.
They have filmed 42 there. They have filmed the movie Cobb there about Ty Cobb. They've even did bits and pieces, I believe, of the movie. League of Their Own was also filmed there. It's a historical landmark. Yeah, it's a historical landmark. And so
there's no crying in baseball.
There's none.
Classic.
There's none. And it was all filmed there. And so they keep it looking like it did back in the 1920s and 30s because of the fact that a lot of movies like using that location for these retro movies. So whenever you're watching the movie 42 or something, there's a scene where Jackie Robinson is rounding third base when he was playing for, I want to say, the Montreal team, and that film was taking place at Rickwood. And so it is a beautiful stadium.
Wow.
And I promise you, if you've never seen this thing, Coach T, the backstop, no less than 100 feet away from home plate. So I promise you, all these catchers, if they even let one ball go past them, if you're getting a speedy guy at first base, he'll make it to third.
That's extra base.
If he may make it home from second, the way that Kentucky got into the College World Series
it's so far back,
in the Super Regionals he is so far back. It is so hard. You cannot miss a ball if you're playing there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would love something like that. And speaking of love, I told the guys I gave everybody Boston in 5, and Tatum and Brown ain't let me down right now so far. If Luka just stopped crying, maybe Dallas can have a better series.
Hey. See, Coach T, you done started something right now. You done struck a match.
Hey, he know he did, because I was talking about this very thing yesterday.
Coach T.
I was on the first hole talking about this yesterday.
You did say yesterday. Okay, so listen. First off, most people would have been teed up at some point for all the crying that he did the other night, right? And okay, I get it. Now, this is my only issue is this, real quick, before we get back to the phones. I don't like how the officiating can actually influence the game legitimately. In football, I get it. You can call holding on every single play and therefore have an effect on it. If you decided to micromanage it to that capacity, it's just not going to happen, right? But when you can get teed up, right, just because you said something or because you of course, a foul will get you put out of the game faster than anything else. But they can, on their own discretion, make choices and decisions that affect the game, like players like Luka. Now, do players then tend to cater too much to that? They did when he was playing last night or the other night. Because that's all he did. Every time he went up in the air, even trying to draw fouls, he was looking straight at the sideline.
Every time.
Just stop. Just play the game. Remember the foul that he got fouled out on, right?
Yeah.
How about you move your feet instead of trying to set a pick or get a charging call almost at half court?
Yeah. Did you hear what he said after the foul?
What did he say?
He said, you better bleeping challenge this call.
Who is he talking to?
His coaching staff.
Oh, wait. I thought he was like 25. Is he grown? He talking to people like that?
He was talking to Jason Kidd. Is who he was talking about.
Yeah, to Jason Kidd of all people.
Yeah, he's talking to Jason Kidd like that?
You better, and that's where,
I'd call it technical on him if I was Jason.
Well, and the playoffs are different. Like you got, like you, Katie, when you were in the playoffs, were the refs looking differently on you when it's talking about holding, pass interference, things like that? Is it different in the NFL playoffs than it is the regular season for you guys?
Yes and no. Okay. I think because the speed of the game amps up, and I think it's the difference between basketball and football. Like B-Hop said, you can call holding just about on every play. But if you have a certain consistency throughout the year, usually in football, they tend to be heavier on those calls to establish how the season's going to go, especially in the preseason, right? You see some of the rule emphasis being exaggerated in the preseason, and then it eases up because the guys are so big so fast. You literally could call something, whether it be in the secondary, you can call holding every play, or pass interference, whether it be up front, you can call something every play. Basketball, depending on how the tone is set from the beginning of the game, if they allow some of this bumping and pushing and grinding, and then all of a sudden you get to your point when you can have influence, the last 2 minutes of the game where quarter one, you let me bang, and now you're making this call with less than 2 minutes in the game. I think that's the discrepancy in where I feel like Luka is like, okay, you were calling this early, now what? You know what I'm saying? But to B-Hop's point, those last two fouls on him, he absolutely fouled people.
And then looking for them to bail him out.
Bail him out. Now, Mike, the argument's always been Michael Jordan got away with more than everybody else because he was star of the league.
Different football. Different basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 90s basketball, way different.
I think the difference between football and basketball is that I can hold you 50 times in a game.
Right.
I'm not going to get kicked out of the game for holding you. But eventually, if I get too many fouls or if I get too many technicals, guess what? I'm going to be watching the game from the locker room.
Right.
So I won't be able to compete. I can only do this so often, 6 times, before they take me off the court.
Right.
I can hold your butt every single time. Now, it's going to cost my offense every single time, and if my coach is smart, I'll snatch you up out of there and get somebody else in there that can stop holding. But in essence, it's not going to take me away from the game.
Yeah.
Take Daly out of the game.
Well, but Luka, though, a lot of times he's lazy on defense. His fouls are just lazy.
That's what it is. He ain't moving his feet, man.
He doesn't. Yeah, his fouls come from being lazy.
You saw he apologized.
Yeah.
He apologized to his people for not playing. Think about this. So it doesn't say anything less about the matchup because I thought that the Mavericks-Celtics matchup was going to be the most compelling matchup. Did I forecast a sweeping? No. Maybe we should have, though, for the last couple of series that we've saw since the Celtics. They haven't been challenged for nothing.
Man.
And winning in convincing fashion on the road, it's over, man.
They've not even have a convincing fashion. They've done it every which way you can. They've had big leads, extended them. They have had big leads on them and come back and beat somebody. They're going on the road and win it. Like the way they play on both ends, that's the difference to me between them and now even we'll talk about the Mavericks, but everybody else is offensively, they're unselfish, even though they got the superstars. They're going to get their shots, but everybody else is contributing. But the way they're unselfish on defense, the sacrifice that they're doing, guys are guarding the best players. They're guarding Lucas. They're guarding Kyrie. They're doing all these things. To me, that's the difference in this Celtic team and this Maverick team. The Maverick team is, I don't want to say it's selfish basketball, but it's a little bit more selfish than what the Celtics have, and that's why Celtics is the best team in the NBA right now.
615-737-1045. Trevor Lawrence got paid. The Jags actually made it official just a little while ago. Let's head out to Spring Hill. Tyler, welcome in to 3HL.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well, man.
It's Tyler from Indy back in the day. How you doing, man?
What's up, bro? Y'all just call it the Indy Day Show, man. That's all.
All right, if KD has made you pay for a book or if he has put you in detention or suspension, 615-737-1045.
Oh, that might be a whole bunch of calls now.
Yeah, right. You hear the cha-ching, right?
Just so y'all know, I was just doing my job. That's all.
Yeah.
Tyler, was he good to you, man?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he was great. Just got a quick little question for you guys. Obviously, with Lawrence getting paid today, all this stuff starts coming out on social media, and I saw a really interesting stat. It was the top 5 quarterbacks in the past 3 seasons that had the most turnovers, and it was Lawrence at 1, Josh Allen at 2, Mahomes at 3, Carr at 4, and Prescott at 5. And I'm looking at that, and I'm going, well, okay, well, the 2 and 3, Allen and Mahomes, elite quarterbacks, So I'm curious, and they obviously are turning the ball over, but you got Mahomes out there winning Super Bowls. So I'm just curious on both of y'all's takes on what is the difference between somebody as far as when they're taking chances? Because obviously they've got to be taking chances if they're throwing that many picks.
Oh, what? And thanks for the call, Tyler. You've been phenomenal.
Thanks for that, bro. We'll hold off. Yeah, let's talk about it on the other side because that's something I know both of you can get into a deep discussion about. So when we come back, KD, B-Hop, both of them are going to answer Tyler's question to that. You want to get in, 615-737-1045. Going on in Omaha right now before Tennessee and Florida State. North Carolina and Virginia are tied at 2 apiece as they are about to head into the 8th inning. Filling in for Brent, Don Slay, Joe Hunk, Brad Hopkins, and Kevin Dyson. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Summer is here. Maybe you need artisan custom closets. Kids running around, outdoor activities. You've got lawn care, maybe pool parties or pool bags. Bikes, helmets, you name it. The summer is for the outdoors, and maybe your garage or your outdoor storage space or even your mudroom or laundry room is an absolute mess because it's a landing place for all the things that you don't want in your home, dirty shoes and outdoor toys and tools. Well, guess what? Artisan Custom Closets can help you organize that. Transform your garage, transform your laundry room, have shoe storage and bike helmet storage and sports gear storage, you name it. Artisan Custom Closets can do it. And they're a local company, not a large chain business. Their products all made and manufactured right here in the South, not cookie cutter items, but everything is customized for your home. I did my garage with them and it is amazing. Say goodbye to clutter. Hello to calm with Artisan Custom Closets. That's ARTISAN 615-800-2199. That's artisancustomclosets.com.
I want to tell you about a great entertainment option for you that you may not have thought about. PlayXGolf.com is the website. That's PlayXGolf.com. They've got 2 locations, one in West Nashville, one in the borough. I went to the West Nashville location, and I played Pebble Beach, and you can too. I did so great that they invited me back, and they invited me back, and they invited me back. I shot a 104. Which is, right, because I work at 104.5 The Zone. X-Golf, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. Again, those 2 locations, West Nashville and the borough. The website, playxgolf.com. Here's the thing, Father's Day present taken care of. Perfect for Father's Day gift card from X-Golf. Playxgolf.com. Get you a gift card, and you will be all set up. X-Golf, the home of indoor golf, the next generation of indoor golf. They have reinvented the indoor golf experience by creating the world's most advanced and accurate simulators on the market today. Check them out. They've got all kinds of courses, some of the world's most popular, like Pebble Beach, I mentioned, and St. Andrews. Get it done. PlayXGolf.com. Again, Father's Day, gift cards, do it. PlayXGolf.com.
Coming up at 4:20 on 3HL here on 104.5 The Zone. Solomon Wilcots is going to be joining us. He was out playing golf with you guys yesterday.
Yeah.
How many people were out at this NFL alumni event?
38 formers.
38 former players were there.
Yeah.
So do you guys do this like every year?
Yep. It's an annual event, usually held at the Hermitage.
Yeah, I haven't played in a few years, but it's good to be back out.
Yeah.
See, saw some old faces. Saw Yancey Thickpen, who I hadn't probably seen in about 15 years.
Oh.
Yancey Thickpen.
Wow, like you said that name.
He looks cool as heck still, though. I had to tell him the fur coat story.
Still cool as a fan, man. He's still cool as a fan.
I had to tell him the mink story about him having the white mink on and the kid running towards him for an autograph with a blue Sharpie. He said, whoa, big kid.
Before you trip and fall.
You brush up against this white mink with that blue Sharpie, boy, your folks can't help you. I'll take the house.
You can also hop into Zone TV and our F&M Bank chat by going and watching on YouTube, Facebook, X, and he's not even over there anymore. I had Twitch. I was saying Twitch last. He's not even there.
Twitch, please.
Thank you, Reed.
Twitch, please.
See, that's why you're in the spot. I was ready. Were you ready for it?
No, I was working on some work back here.
I didn't like Reed's Twitch, please.
No, I didn't either.
No
okay, let's try this again.
All right, I'm ready.
YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
It's the same thing. 615 Twitch, please. 737-1045 is how you can get in on 3HL today. Now, Tyler called in from Spring Hill before the break, and he was talking to you guys about the amount of money that Trevor Lawrence made, which the Jaguars just made the deal official about an hour ago. 5 years, $275 million extension. $200 million of that is guaranteed. But we're talking about the amount of turnovers. That this is because Trevor Lawrence was one of top 10 in the NFL in turnovers as well. And so Tyler asked you guys about the turnover margin, how it correlates to how these players are getting paid. And I know that B-Hop, you and KD both had thoughts on it. So, what is your opinion on this, especially with the fact that he just got paid $275 million?
So, the difference between quarterbacks in the NFL is decision-making. They all can knock a beer can off the top of your head from 30 yards. Just like in Varsity Blues. If I want to hit you square in the nose, Dad, then guess what? Keep talking smack, and I'm going to pop you right in the nose. But the point is, they're all very good at what they do, especially playing at that level. So what is the difference? The difference is in decision making. Now, what affects your decision making? My freedom within the system. Aaron Rodgers isn't worried about getting benched. So if Aaron Rodgers wants to take a choice on that out route that he thinks he might be able to sneak it in there, and guess what? The corner thinks the same thing and takes it to the house. Is Aaron Rodgers really worried about getting benched? Probably not. But if one of these other young puppy dogs, if Gardner Minshew does that, then guess what? Hey, Aiden, Mr. O'Connell, can you grab your helmet, please? Gardner's making too many mistakes out here. You see, that's going to be a reality in his world.
Yeah.
So it also depends on your autonomy within the system, your ability to influence the system, and your freedom to kind of take those risks. Now, Callie and Will talked about this. Their ability to try certain things during 7-on-7, be aggressive. And also that staff having in the back of their mind, I know he knows the right thing to do, but let's see if what he's thinking there works. And if he can perfect it, then that's something in his quiver, right?
Right.
Versus just being the guy, don't want to go out here and make a mistake. Yeah. I'm so scared to get benched. It's so competitive out here. I'll put it this way. Russell Wilson is not, he's established. He's the dude that's won a championship. I get that. But you don't think he's looking over his shoulder? You don't think if they're thinking about, hey, wouldn't that be cool if we made Justin Fields something that Chicago couldn't? How awesome would that be? And that's what Mike Tomlin's thinking, because this guy, he can still play some football. He left Chicago literally on kind of a good note. People loved him, but they're faced with having a number one pick again, and there's no way in the world the Bears are going to not take a quarterback, especially of this class, with the first pick, right? They dealt the one last year to Carolina.
Let me say this. Quarterback position is like the NBA. They pay on potential, and because there's very few quote unquote elites where you say he's a bona fide Hall of Famer, right? You mentioned Rodgers, Hall of Famer. I got more cushion. I can do a little bit more. I got a little more freedom with my game. Mahomes, a little more freedom with my game. But let me ask y'all a question: who would you take, Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones?
See, we went through that. Yeah, we went through the comparisons.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so we're supposed to say you're supposed to take Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you're supposed to take Trevor Lawrence.
But what? Go ahead.
But here's statistically, 12,204 yards versus 11,992 yards. Both at 6.7 yards per attempt. Both have 166 touchdowns, 164 touchdowns. One 35 picks, 133 picks. 120 lost fumbles, the other one 21 lost fumbles. Pass and QB rating 85.5 and the other 85.4.
Yeah.
So you telling me Daniel Jones is worth $275 million? Because statistically, they're about the same.
Well, yeah.
So you're paying Lawrence off of potential of what you hope he becomes, because this is the market that has been driven for the quarterback position. Mahomes changed the game years ago with his deal, and it's worth 48 mil a year. He got that 2 or 3 years ago. He changed the game, but he had also won a title. These guys now, because there's so few elites, and I know Tyler talked about Allen and his guys being elite quarterback. In my opinion, he's one of the better quarterbacks. But to go into that elite, you have to win the Super Bowl, right?
Absolutely.
There's a few elites for a reason, but greats and elite is different. There's greats, there's elite, greats, good, okay, and blah, 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 right? I don't put Trevor Lawrence in the elite category. To your point earlier, whoever made the point, he might not be the best quarterback in his own division.
I asked you guys off
you
the
said
air.
That's right.
It's because we're talking about the AFC South, and I know that the AFC South has 3 quarterbacks that are all still on their rookie deals, and 2 of those were just starting last year all 3 of them were actually starting last year for the first time. So, yes, Trevor Lawrence having the highest salary in this division is one thing, but he's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL now because of this deal. Patrick Mahomes is number 1 with $450 million. Like you just said, Trevor Lawrence is tied with Joe Burrow at $275 million. He's the second highest paid quarterback. Is this man the second best quarterback in the AFC South?
No.
Yeah, but you got to understand something, guys. You're talking about the value of a player. It's not even across the board, the 32 teams. It's just not.
Yeah.
Because what's valuable to me might not be valuable to somebody else. It's according to need. It's according to how bad I need you at that position, right? And also, of course, performance does say some things. Yeah. But we saw a completely different Trevor Lawrence under Urban Meyer than we did under Doug Peterson. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is that potential. It's what can I afford to pay you, right? And does it make sense with your market value? I'm not going to pay through the nose for something I don't think I'm going to get good value from. And that's the way they look at this. They don't look at it because put it this way, I love the Barrett auctions, right? Where you go buy a car. You can't just walk up to a car on the Barrett auction lot and say, how much is that? You know why? Because no one's put a value on it. Mm-hmm. Until that thing comes down the lane and all of a sudden a couple of dudes get the win for it and they're like, hey man, I love that 69 Chevelle with the 454 in there and the SS. That's pretty cool. I think next thing you know, you got a couple of guys that feel the same way. Yeah. And the value of that car goes up depending on how bad either one of those two want it.
Yeah.
But that sets the value. You didn't know how much that car cost
let me
before
say
we
this. Let me say this. You talked about investment and market value. We'll go to the real estate. Tennessee. I live in Williamson County. DHOP has, I don't know if you're still in Williamson County. I am. Still in Williamson County. We can go as far north as Clarksville. I can go get a house in Clarksville, a 5,000 square foot home, probably in the range of $650,000. That same house, maybe on an acre, that same house in Williamson County is going for what?
$3 million, $2 million.
It's a matter of the value of where you're at. That's what I was saying. It's a matter of value where you're at.
Well, that's a good point. I like that.
So that's what I'm saying. So Trevor Lawrence is because it matters where he's at and where he's at in his career and his time, and the market value being what it is for a quarterback. They had to come see him because with the opportunity, with the chances of me going to get a guy like Justin Fields, who was a high draft pick, high profile pick, and be able to replace a Trevor Lawrence and still be productive. So I got to pay this guy because I've already invested time into, because that's the market value.
San Fran showed you what to do, man. You grab yourself a Trey Lance, and then guess what? You get your Brock Purdy with the last pick, and he ends up being your dude.
Boy, if they start going like that again.
Yeah, exactly.
You just depressed me with the housing market stuff, man. Because now I'm sitting here going, you guys are like, you guys are like the Giants and the Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs with y'all's salary, and I'm like UFL money over here.
No, I was going to say something about that too. He came immediately with the 5,000 square feet. I'm like, dang, KD.
I didn't know.
We know the world you live in.
I'm just trying to have an even number. 5,000 seemed even.
Dude, I can't even get a house in the state of Tennessee. What are you talking about in Williamson County?
You know, 1,000-foot condo is an even number too.
Yeah.
Round number.
For the numbers, the millions of dollars, I had to go up.
All right, we have a lot of people hopping in on this on the FM Bank chat. You can as well. 615-737-1045 will get you in phone line. Steve, you're going to be first up because I know that people are wanting to add Will Levis into this discussion when we're talking about the AFC South. We'll continue with that. More of this when we come back. We're about to kick off that 4 o'clock hour on 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Y'all did.
You want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Well, X marks the spot for you to do it. And now through June 30th, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract and for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV, and Netflix. You know you're going to need some of this stuff come sports seasons coming up. That's Xfinity Internet and Stream Saver, just $35 a month. Can't beat it. All your favorites all in one place, only from Xfinity. Go ahead, binge some shows, watch some sporting events, stream some movies, save money all at the same time. For more watching and less spending, X marks the spot. Switch to Xfinity, the network made for streaming. Bring on the good stuff. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or just visit a store today. Pop in. Restrictions do apply. Internet offer requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, equipment, taxes, fees, extra after promo. Regular rates apply. Currently $56 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity Internet or TV, and price subject to change.
I want to tell you about Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go if you're thinking about that next new vehicle. And maybe you're sitting in it right now and you're thinking, man, I really wish I had something different. But sometimes it takes people a little while to get over that mental hurdle because it is such a big purchase. And they understand that, how important that purchase is, because a lot of y'all have families that you need to pile in there, and maybe you need something with more room. Maybe you need a third row. Maybe you need to save some money. Maybe you need some help with regard to gas mileage. I don't know, but let them know, and they'll be able to help you out. There will be no pressure at all from them toward you because they want what you want, you in the vehicle that's right for you. So go take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. It'll be the most refreshing vehicle buying experience that you've ever had. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Phone number, address, inventory, all the deals they have going on at GuptonMotors.com. 24 West Toward Clarksville. Exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. That's a straight shot into the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Nashville. Good afternoon. It is 4:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno. The College World Series kicked things off today at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska. Currently in Game 1 of the College World Series, it's Virginia and North Carolina tied at 2 in the bottom of the ninth, but North Carolina is threatening with a man on second base and nobody out, looking to walk things off in Game 1 of the College World Series. Florida State takes on the number 1 overall seed Vols tonight. That is at 6 p.m. on ESPN. You can also catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone with that coverage starting at 5:45 p.m. Tennessee will be rocking the home whites tonight as they take the field against FSU. FSU will be throwing out Jamie Arnold versus Tennessee's Chris Stamos, who will be opening the game for the Vols. Arnold for FSU, 11-3 with a 2-7 days and 18 appearances this year. In NFL news, the Jags make it official, signing quarterback Trevor Lawrence to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension with $200 million in guaranteed money. The deal makes Lawrence the highest paid quarterback in the league on a per-year basis. Over in the NBA Finals, the Celtics and the Mavericks, Game 4 tonight. Boston leads that series 3-0, looking to sweep the Mavs, but can Luka hold off Jason Tatum and the Celtics? We'll find out 7:30 p.m. tonight on ABC. And then this weekend, NHL Stanley Cup Finals, they keep going as Game 4 between the Panthers and the Oilers gets going tomorrow night at 7. Florida leads that series 3-0. Prior for dish repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We are none of those. We are not Britt. We are not Don. We are not Slay. I am Joe Hunk.
I'm merely trying to fill this man's shoes.
Ron, stop talking over there. This is Dawn.
That's bunk. That is bunk.
That sounds like her. That's it.
Yeah, it's that deep too when she says it. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was some enthusiasm too.
Yeah. So I mean, if in a way though, since we could test read out, we could also, since you're sitting in her chair, he is not Don Davenport. Oh, he's good to go. He is Brad Hopkins.
What does Dawn do while this is playing?
I see, Reed. She bounces.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yes, she's doing that. And he is not Ron Slay.
Ooh, I like that.
He is the doctor, Kevin Dyson.
No, that's right.
In the 3HL, crew is out in Los Angeles getting ready for Ron Slay's wedding. That's going to be taking place tomorrow afternoon. Now, as we're going to be going all the way up to 5:45 is when we're going to hand it over to the Vol Network, as it will be Tennessee and Florida State from Omaha. Right now, North Carolina and Virginia are in the bottom of the ninth inning. North Carolina has a runner on third base with only one out. So we'll keep you up to date on that one, because the winner of Tennessee and Florida State will play the winner of this one, and the loser will go on to play the loser of this one. The F&M Bank Chat is up because you can watch Zone TV. Zeph, you better be ready on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There we go. Yes, by 5 o'clock.
He was so ready, man.
He was ready.
He was poised and ready.
I didn't even drop the ball on the handoff. JB. So, yeah, we're all good. Ricky says on the F&M Bank Chat, we've been talking about Trevor Lawrence, and you guys were talking about the value of Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville versus what the value of Trevor Lawrence would be if he was in New York City. Ricky says, Joe, if you're UFL level, then I'm crashing pickup games at the park. I'm at that level. And the reason this is said is because KD had an amazing analogy when talking about the value of Trevor Lawrence when it comes to him and the reason why he got this $275 million deal.
Yeah.
So what? Say that again for everybody just hopping in the 4 o'clock hour.
Well, it kind of piggyback what B-Hop. What B-Hop said. I was kidding. What B-Hop said about somebody setting the market price. So, and you, depending on the land, the market price is set in Williamson County versus being out in Clarksville for the same house, for the same amount of land based on where you're at. And so you're going to get more for your house or more for your square footage in Clarksville than you would in Williamson County based on the market being set. And I feel like that's what Trevor Lawrence is feeling out. He's in a market where he's that big house, if you will. And there's really, I can get a whole lot of house for this and put all the bells and whistles in there and do all those different things. And if he was in Dallas or New York, he would be that shack sitting on the corner of somewhere else. I mean, he wouldn't, if he was Daniel Jones, if we talked about it, if he was in New York, he would not be getting this 200. They would be trying to find his replacement.
See, like the way Katie said this just a minute ago, he made me feel like if Trevor Lawrence right now was the quarterback of the New York Giants, he wouldn't even be a starter. That's the way he made, like when he started reading all the numbers.
Okay, so this is such a crazy point to even try and make because first off, football has so many different moving parts that they all have an effect on the bottom line of this guy statistically. I can throw you a ball, but I can't guarantee you're going to catch it.
But but Trevor Lawrence had Ridley. He had receivers.
Hold on a second. You've got to add a degree of difficulty for sometimes how clean a guy's pocket is. If I've got 5 Larry Allens in front of me, I'm going to have all day to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably sit back there and have a sip of a cola while I'm doing it. Versus a dude that, he's under duress as soon as the ball is snapped. So his degree of difficulty is
Troy Aikman or Tom Brady.
Well, both of them had some really good offensive lines. I would say that the Dallas Cowboys had a better offensive line than the New England Patriots did, but then also what's different is the routes I'm asking you to throw. In other words, the offense I'm asking you to run, and who I'm throwing the ball to. If I'm throwing
Randy
the ball
Moss,
to some
Michael
dude,
Irvin.
that's like 6 of one I have doesn't another. And why are you bringing up Randy Moss though? Because you're tired of Randy Moss.
But my point is, my point in saying that is to what you're saying is, it's hard to compare apples to apples. It's that old conversation of Jordan versus LeBron. It's hard because you come in different eras of the game, but we all have a bias based on the era or our expectations of what we think the quarterback position should be. Coming up, I had a preference for quarterbacks like the Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning's. But now, watching the game, think about if Randall Cunningham was playing today.
See, he just brought up, Hunk?
What's that?
We both relied on the quarterback just in different instances.
Absolutely, you did. See,
he relied on the quarterback to get him the football, so now he could get receptions and get yards. Mm-hmm. I want the quarterback to get the dang ball out of his hand, so now I can stop blocking.
So you can stop moving.
You see what I'm saying?
And have the ability to escape and move around, which Mac was good at as well. But imagine Mac coming into the league now. Mac, Randall Cunningham, Don McNabb, Steve Young, the way these offenses and the way the league is coached up now, how good would these quarterbacks, how good would they be considered?
So you mean because you can't touch them?
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to give you all some anxiety now?
Hey, why don't you give us some anxiety?
I'm just going to give you anxiety
now,
before we go back to the phone lines at 615-737-1045. Trevor Lawrence last season was sacked 35 times, talking about how many times he was hit, how good his offensive line was, all that.
Ooh.
There were 3 quarterbacks that played for the New York Giants last year. You had Daniel Jones, you had the gangster Tommy DeVito, and you also had Tyrod Taylor. Combined, those guys were sacked 84 times.
Wow.
Combined. That would have been number 1 in the NFL, and number 2 would have been Sam Howell, who was sacked 65 times.
So you're saying that comparatively speaking, the reps that center got, he was sacked 85 times, and each one of those, and the other one, the reps that quarterbacks got, he was sacked 35 times.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how many bodies were under center. It's just how many sacks that unit gave up.
84 sacks. That Giants offensive line gave up last season.
And listen, there can be a number of instances. There could be a number of reasons. The offensive line just stinks. They just can't block.
Injuries.
You got a guy that's holding on to the football all the dang time because he doesn't know where to go with it. Mm-hmm. There are a couple of metrics that play into that, but by and large, it's like, you got to get into a rhythm. And the rhythm does, the routes that you run affect my ability to block. You know why? Because if Will Levis has to hold on to the football for DeAndre Hopkins to get open just that much, much longer, it puts more stress on J.C. Latham and the company to do their job. if DHOP is right where he's supposed to be, and it's a timing route, Will Levis knows how many steps he has to take back and where to release with the football, then it's not a big deal because he knows exactly where DHOP's supposed to be.
Exactly.
But if he ain't there, if I don't trust that you're going to be there, now I'm second guessing that first decision, looking through a progression to find out where else I can go with this thing.
And you
Hence, holding on to the football,
Mm-hmm.
bam, I'm sacked.
That's why I think, that's never going to happen. There's interceptions on quarterbacks that should be on the receiver, drop balls, bounce out of shoulder pads, and there's sacks that should be on the quarterback. They talk about a tackle gave up 3 sacks today when there was one guy, I think when Will Levis did it, was it Miami game? He held it, gave up a sack. I was like, that's not his fault. That's not I know the offensive line has struggled, but that wasn't on them. That was on him. That ball was supposed to have been gone.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess who pays the fine that next morning at the offensive line meeting room?
That tackle.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, I'm going to have a conversation with him in practice and say, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of this dang football.
Before we get to Solomon Wilcots, let's go to Nashville and stay right here. Steve, welcome in to 3HL.
Brad and Kevin, Doctor, thank you for taking my call. You guys put a little bit more intelligence into this 3HL show. You do. I'm not joking. So you guys, you make great analogies and everything, okay? But there's so many metrics, and y'all started to hit on what I was going to talk about. There's so many metrics to define who is great, who is good,
right,
who's the elite. Okay, and you have to take the line into consideration. You have to take the receivers. But here is the question I really hope. I hope Callahan answers this. I'd love to ask him this. How many years do you know if a quarterback's going to make it? I think it takes 2 to know whether, and y'all played in this league, okay? How many years does it take to know that he has it? And you know what it is, okay? I know what it is. But nowadays, and these guys are on rookie contracts, I'm going to give Will Levis 2 years to figure it out. Last year, he had a horrible line. He didn't have anybody but D-Hop to throw it to. I'm going to give him 2 years to figure it out. Unfortunately, we as fans, we as observers, we don't let him do that. Oh, he ain't got it. And if you look at the guys, the one thing to me that's killing me is divisionally, I thought Trevor Lawrence was it. I don't think he is it. I don't know about Anthony Richardson. And C.J. Stroud, I personally think Justin Fields was better. But these guys came out last year, what? Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Williams, J.J. McCarthy, they're not better than Will Levis. But my question to you is, how long till you guys saw when McNair had it?
That's a great question.
All right, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Steve. We'll answer that when we come back. We'll talk to Solomon Wilcots about that as well and talk to him about how long he thinks it should take a team to figure out their quarterback and if he's going to be the guy or not. He is Brad Hopkins. He is Kevin Dyson, Dr. Kevin Dyson. I am Joe Hunk, filling in on 3HL today, 104.5 The Zone.
You want to make your house even more special, your backyard? How about outdoor lighting? You need to call my guy, Bob Lyons at Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Company, been a family business since 1986. Been here for over 38 years, making homes stunning with landscape lighting. They are Nashville's oldest landscape lighting company. And on top of it, he has made sure that they're the leader in LED technology. If you're interested, I did my backyard. I'm actually going to have him out hopefully soon. To do a little bit more in my backyard. Also lit up my driveway, makes me feel safer, and my stepson can play basketball in the driveway too. So they can do pretty much anything, and they will even give you a free nighttime design demonstration to show you exactly how Outdoor Lighting Perspectives can enhance and beautify your home and landscape. Give my guy Bob Lyons a call. They do commercial lighting, holiday lighting, residential lighting. They design, install, and maintain. Easiest way to get a hold of Bob and the whole team there is online, outdoorlights.com/Nashville.
Continuing on this Friday, 615 Eve. That's the right phrase right there, as it is June 14th. Brent, Don, and Slay all in Los Angeles, getting ready for Ron Slay's wedding that's going to be taking place tomorrow afternoon. I'm Joe Hunk, Brad Hopkins, the doctor, Kevin Dyson joining us here on 3HL, filling in for those guys. We have Tennessee and Florida State coming up tonight. 5:45 is when pregame starts. We're going to go straight to that when we wrap up 3HL. And at 6 o'clock, first pitch between Florida State and Tennessee. The game happening before them in Omaha at the Chuck was North Carolina and Virginia, and that one just wrapped up. And when it did, it sounded like this.
College World Series team. His mom ran track at Carolina. And that one is ripped. That's the game. Honeycutt does it again. And they turn Chapel Thrill into Charles Schwakoff Stadium.
So if Tennessee wins, they will face North Carolina Sunday night. Before we have that, though, before we get to Solomon, the question that we had for you guys from Steve right before the break was talking about how many years you think it takes a team to figure out if that quarterback that they currently have is the guy. And specifically with you two would be Steve McNair. When you guys were playing with him, how long did it take for you guys and the team to go, yeah, this is our guy?
Well,
because one's blocking for him, one's catching passes.
You got to think about the shoes that were being filled, and you can pull Solly up because Solomon did play against Warren Moon in the old AFC Central to know exactly what I'm about to say. Solly, you remember those days playing against the baby powder down there in Astrodome and whatnot, and those were some big shoes for Steve to fill. And when they drafted Steve, they weren't real comfortable with his, obviously his comfortability running an NFL system, coming from the SWAC and all that other stuff. So Chris Chandler filled the seat, and who is a respectable starter in the league. As a matter of fact, he went on to take the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl the year after they gave Steve the starting nod. But it was many hours of Les Steckel, and Kevin can talk about this too. It was many hours of Les Steckel and Steve McNair studying the playbook and the offense in Les's kitchen table. It was outside of those hours of the facility where you started to see the investment. And, that question can then be posed to you, Solomon. And thank you for joining us, by the way. How many years do you think it needs to take for us to then determine if a guy has, quote unquote, it? You know what I'm talking about too, Sully?
Yeah, man. I remember with Steve, I remember right around 97, 98, right around there where he was starting to become the full-time starter. And I think that didn't happen until like his third year in the league or something like that. So his first 2 years, it was a lot of sitting, watching, learning, practicing off to the side. You guys know this. That's back when we did 2-a-days practices. So quarterbacks there were more plays to divide up during training camp for young quarterbacks. Today, there are fewer reps, fewer snaps, obviously fewer preseason games. But I remember in those early days for Steve, he wasn't as comfortable. There was a lot thrown at him. But, man, nobody worked harder than that guy did. That's what I always remembered about Steve McNair. That guy was willing to put in the work. No one was going to outwork him. He knew the team and the franchise and the organization was counting on him. He knew it was a great opportunity for him as well. And by the time, he got to the Super Bowl, he was proven to be the guy. And I remember, I think it was co-MVPs that year with Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of those years he had a shoulder injury and he had an infection. I think you guys might remember this. He had entered training camp. He couldn't throw all off season because he had an infection in his throwing shoulder, and he had to be on an IV drip for literally most of the summer. And I remember talking to him about it because to me that kind of revealed the toughness of Steve McNair that no one could ever question. I just remember him going through a lot before he ever got the opportunity and before he was really appreciated. And I don't know that we have young quarterbacks today that could sort of scale the mountain in a way that he did and some of those other quarterbacks during that time. These guys today, it's handed to them. They don't have to grind nearly as long before they inherit the kingdom of being the franchise quarterback. And so I think we're dealing with a different set of circumstances. I think the expectations is that they should be better sooner. they're handed opportunities sooner, but that's why we see, I think, a high ratio of failure at that position.
Hey, Saul, it's Dyson here, man. Good to see you yesterday. So,
yeah, great to talk to you, Kev.
Man, when you see a contract like what Lawrence has received here today, do you, and playing in a day where it was a running back league, it was more, and decision making of the quarterback was a premium on that. Do you think that the quarterback play and the expectations for their success has been watered down based on the massive contracts that they're getting now?
Hey, even Tom Brady has said quarterbacking has gone backwards.
Yeah.
Now, this is coming from the GOAT now, right?
Right.
So I think you're touching on something with that statement, Kev, because I'm going to go back 2016 when Dak Prescott came in. Now, he was the fourth-round pick, but I think Dak won, 12 games, won the division title, took him to the playoffs as a rookie, starting all 16 games in Dallas. I think he had 20 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, right? And I remember by the time he was due a new contract at the end of the 2018 season, the other 2 quarterbacks that were drafted that year were Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. They got their contracts with no problem. Dak Prescott had to go the long route. We know he was twice franchised. He had to continue to do these prove-it kind of moments, these prove-it deals before he got his bag. Cowboys paid a higher premium, but he still had to wait it out. He didn't get it as soon as the 3 years of eligibility were up going into that final year of his rookie year. He had to wait and take the long route. If you look at let's look at the numbers first 3 years for Trevor Lawrence. They pale in comparison, say, the first 3 years of Dak Prescott. But yet he's rewarded handsomely right away. What this tells you is that there's this, I think from an ownership perspective, sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say, this is my guy, and then if they even show a hint of promise, and I do think Trevor Lawrence has shown a hint of promise, even though he took some steps backwards at the end of this last season. 2022, he had a great year, took him to the playoffs, won a playoff game. Dak Prescott, I think, has won, one playoff game, if any at all. But Dak has his numbers over the first 2 years much better than Trevor Lawrence, but had to take a different route. Lamar Jackson had to take a different route. It's like, I do think there are certain quarterbacks, because they play sort of in an untraditional way, they seem to have more to prove. And I think if you kind of come in as a Trevor Lawrence, a Joe Burrow, a Justin Herbert, number 1 overall, and you show any glimpses of winning, you're almost fulfilling what your employer expected of you to begin with, right? And if you even touch in that area, they're going to reward you handsomely right away to prove themselves right. If you come in with any kind of doubt, shred of doubt, I think the bar is set higher. So I do think it's in some way, shape, or form, it's movable for different quarterbacks for different reasons. I don't know that that's fair, because I do think the measuring stick tends to move depending on who that quarterback is.
Okay, real quick, Sully, that fulfillment that you mentioned there. Michael Penix Jr. was taken with the 8th pick of this draft, and this was after they brought in Kirk Cousins as a free agent. Should that be the way that it's done?
I think doing it that way has shown that you have a greater success rate of having a succession of truly good quarterback play for your organization. You can take the Green Bay Packers, who have had 30 or more years of excellent play at the quarterback position, and they've done that when they had Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. I think that's whether you're Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. I mean, when you have the guy, it's okay to double down, particularly once they've played in this league 10 years or more. They do it at all the other positions, by the way. We have to live with it, so why shouldn't they?
Well, and with a lot of these quarterbacks we're talking about now, where Trevor Lawrence is, at least compared to money-wise, Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow have the second highest salaries in the NFL. And then you have Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson. 3 of those guys have success in the playoffs. So when you're looking at this deal that Trevor Lawrence has had, should teams be paying for, and I know you talked about the prospect of what he could do, but should we be rewarding them on regular season success or rewarding them on playoff success?
First of all, I think those kind of things, playoff, say like Dak Prescott has played well. You could say, well, he didn't play well in the playoffs. His teams didn't play well in the playoffs. Like, to me, playoff teams are accomplishments like playoffs and Super Bowls. Those are team accomplishments. Quarterbacks don't win Super Bowl by themselves. They do give you opportunity to compete at that level. So I don't, X's and O's and things like the quarterback in and of himself, if he performs at a high level, if he critical situations and allow you to win games, you've got to, and if you drafted them and if they've rewarded you early in their career, all you're going to do is now the second contract is you're paying them for what you think they're going to do. I think it's clear that Trevor Lawrence has really earned his rookie contract. The first 3 years, he's played well on that rookie deal, and he earned it. He deserved to be the first overall pick. He clearly outplayed all the other quarterbacks that were taken that same year in the first round, whether it's Trey Lance or whether it's any of these other guys. So he's done that. Now they're paying him for what they expect him to do. Mm-hmm. Let's see if he goes out and earn it. But I don't like to give quarterbacks win-loss records because you don't give the left tackle the win-loss record. And trust me, what he's doing is a great job. You don't give that edge rusher. We know this, guys. This isn't baseball. So to say that he hadn't won in the playoffs, really the proper way to state that is his team hasn't won in the playoffs with him at quarterback. Mm-hmm. We know some average quarterbacks who have a Super Bowl ring, but that doesn't mean he's better than Dan Marino, who doesn't have one. So I think sometimes we get lost with that kind of language, and it leads us to these misnomers of improperly critiquing quarterbacks.
Former NFL safety. You can also hear him on Believe in the Bengals podcast. Solomon Wilcots joins us on 3HL.
Hey, Solly, we tend to see Will Levis through a certain lens here in Middle Tennessee, and obviously so. But, you're on Sirius XM. You do more the national scope of things. What is that narrative about our quarterback? Not that it matters. We're just curious as to how other people see Will Levis.
Yeah, I think at the national level, it's pretty, I think it's been fair to Will. I think we all thought coming in he should sit before he plays, but by the end of the year he's going to be tested, and that's what happened right around midway point in the season. He got to started in 9 games. He saw some up and downs. Completion percentage not nearly as good. Touchdown to interception ratio was 2-1, which is great. Not a ton of turnovers, so he protected the ball, and I think he showed toughness. I do think in the game against Miami, where they really put the game on him to make plays to win, that was one of those pivotal moments where I think the franchise, everyone felt positive about, okay, let's move forward with this guy, right? Didn't have to go back into this draft or free agency feeling like you had to have competition or you need to start someone else. I think he's earned the right to be the starter moving into next year. And I thought when they went out looking for a new head coach, I think they wanted to find a coach who kind of felt the same way. It's clear Coach Callahan feels that way. You're still in the woods a little bit, right? He hasn't cleared the bar of being questioned and critiqued. He still have room for improvement. And that's what 2024 is going to be about for him. Can he lead when the game is on the line? Can he avoid the big mistakes, find a way to get his team over the hump week in and week out? Now he's got to do it for 17 straight weeks and not just for 9. And so there are still some hurdles that he has to clear, but so far so good. I think that's the overall sort of consensus there.
Solomon, with the way that the Titans have changed their secondary, and I know this is the position that you played throughout your entire NFL career. They've added Awuzie and Snead at the cornerback position, but we're still kind of looking at that safety position, whether it's free safety or strong safety, and thinking, what do the Titans need to do to be ready when it comes to that Week 1 game against the Bears? When you look at this secondary, what are you thinking about them right now as we get closer to training camp?
I like the corners. I'm a big fan of Chidobe Awuzie, former Cincinnati Bengals. You should know that during the 2021 season, that was the year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. He was the highest graded cornerback in the NFL by PFF. And then 2022 had a knee injury. Kind of had some up and down moments this year, but still well loved, well liked. It's a guy who was a high draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Has always been a good, tough, physical player. You're going to love him. And he had a great game in the Super Bowl. And we all know about L'Jarius Sneed and the work that he did last year. I think you can argue that he was the highest graded cornerback last year during the 2023 season, not giving up one single touchdown. And Rodney McCray is a former high drafted player. I think he can play in the nickel. Good, tough, physical player. You like what they give you. Questions at safety outside of Amari Hooker, who you do like. But look, it's free safety now in our league. It's about being a ball hawk, a guy that can diagnose plays, coverages, formations by down and distance, and understand what offenses are trying to do, and be someone who can be a great communicator, get guys lined up. But the ball hawk you had in Kevin Byard, those are hard to come by, man. So, look, in the meantime, you just got to find people who aren't going to give up plays and be good communicators. You don't get to be the knockout safety like we used to play the game. So it's got to be about turning the ball over and not giving up big plays. I think that's how this defense is structured. But I love the moves they made during the offseason.
All right, Solomon, before we let you go, man, I got a 2-part question and put you on the spot. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to rank the AFC South quarterbacks, and I want your AFC South prediction to finish.
Wow. Well, hey, man, C.J. Stroud just took the thing by storm last year, so you got to put him at the head of the class, even above Trevor Lawrence, okay?
Okay.
And then I would put Trevor second, and I think it'd be maybe 1A, 1B, but I'm going to give that C.J. Stroud, then Trevor Lawrence. And then, man, there's a lot of question marks in terms of what's going on in Indy with Anthony Richardson. So right now I'm going to put Will Levis ahead of him. Stayed on the field, stayed healthy. His availability is better than Richardson. But, man, you and I both know that's very close because Richardson's one heck of a talent. But right now he's got to be fourth. If you were talking about how do I rank them in terms of teams and talent, I'm going to go Houston first, man. They're building a juggernaut. And then I'm going to go Jacksonville second because I love that defense. I love the way that team is structured. I'm going to go Titans third, and I'm going to go Indy Colts fourth. But the entire division has drastically improved.
Yeah.
And that's where I think everyone in the AFC should watch out. And I think they have brought the AFC up big time by how much they've improved over the last 2 years.
Callie said, thank you, Solly. He said, thank you for underrating us and underestimating us so we can sneak up on some people.
You know what? He also said that's why I got the job, because if it was all that good, it wouldn't have been open for me to get.
I know that's right.
That's true. Now, speaking of good, can you give us the truth about how good these two played in the NFL alumni event yesterday?
You didn't see us.
Did he not?
I didn't know. I was too busy trying to hit my ball. We were all scattered out. They were doing their thing. I was doing my thing. But, golf is like everything else. You have some good moments, you have some great moments, and the bad moments we don't even talk about.
That's right. I want to talk about them great ones.
Exactly.
Well, Solomon, man, thank you so much for coming on 3HL, man. We appreciate it. I love seeing you at the Super Bowl week this season when we were out there in Las Vegas, man. Thank you so much for everything, bro.
Thanks, Sally. You cool.
It was
appreciate
great,
you, brother.
Spending time with all the old guys, man. It brought back a lot of memories. Always good to see you, B-Hop, and Kevin. Keep up the great work, man. We appreciate all that you're doing in the educational field, man. You're the best, okay?
I appreciate you,
Thanks,
brother.
Sally.
All
right, guys. Take care.
As Solomon Wilcots, former NFL safety, as well as you can hear him when he's talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. He's literally confirmed everything that both of you guys have said throughout the day about ranking the quarterbacks, ranking the teams, talking about what you should and shouldn't give. The one thing that got a lot of reaction that I want to get you guys' opinion on when we come back is not basing the quarterback's play on giving him the win-loss record. That was one thing he says, I don't believe in that. We'll talk about that. We'll get more of your phone calls as well. 615-737-1045. Joe Hunk, Brad Hopkins, as well as the Dr. Kevin Dyson here on 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, folks? You know what time it is. It's that week, Father's Day month week. I know, it sounds a little weird, but stick with me. Brentwood Jewelry has some things for you. BrentwoodJewelry.com, 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. When your father goes on this journey and gets to the top of that mountain to get exactly what Father's Day means, be up there with him. Yeah, be up there with him and have a gift that you can get from Brentwood Jewelry for Father's Day and choose a timepiece that will be great. Bremont, Tissot, Oris, Longines, whatever it may be, Luminox, they have a gift that can fit any budget. Don't forget about Brentwood Jewelry's pre-owned Rolex marketplace. They always love that. All you got to do is go in there and tell Brandon and them, I need to get Pop something, man. Don't forget about their selection of men's accessory, cufflinks, rings, tie tacks, anti bars, money clips, and keychains. A lot more, man. You can't go wrong. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every single day for over 50 years. Make Brentwood Jewelry make that Father's Day month, year, week special for you.
I want to tell you about a great entertainment option for you that you may not have thought about. PlayXGolf.com is the website. That's PlayXGolf.com. They've got 2 locations, one in West Nashville, one in the borough. I went to the West Nashville location, and I played Pebble Beach, and you can too. I did so great that they invited me back, and they invited me back, and they invited me back. I shot a 104. Which is, I mean, right, because I work at 104.5 this home. X-Golf, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. Again, those 2 locations, West Nashville and the borough. The website, playxgolf.com. Here's the thing, Father's Day present taken care of. Perfect for Father's Day gift card from X-Golf. Playxgolf.com. Get you a gift card, and you will be all set up. X-Golf, the home of indoor golf, the next generation of indoor golf. They have reinvented the indoor golf experience by creating the world's most advanced and accurate simulators on the market today. Check them out. They've got all kinds of courses, some of the world's most popular, like Pebble Beach, I mentioned, and St. Andrews. Get it done. PlayXGolf.com. Again, Father's Day, gift cards, do it. PlayXGolf.com.
I want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. That is who I would love to recommend for you if you are in need of replacement windows and or doors, because they are the best. You might be surprised to learn how affordable those replacement windows are from Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Affordable, but the best part is they're the best quality too. Pella Windows, rated #1 by Nashville homeowners for highest quality as the window brand that stands behind their products, and #1 by Nashville homeowners for the highest craftsmanship, most trusted window brand. They would recommend Pella more than any other window brand. All of this based on the current 2022 survey of leading window brands among homeowners. So if you need windows, I can tell you I love my new windows and doors in my rental property and my house, and Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville was awesome to work with. You can stop by their showroom any day. They are in Franklin. It's an awesome showroom, by the way, and everybody there is so nice. That is at 277 Mallory Station Road, or just go online and schedule your free consultation. Check out that offer that they have going on, which is 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Go online at PellaNashville.com.
Less than an hour remaining in 3HL on this Friday.
It was fast.
It's flying, right?
Yeah.
Coming up in about 10 minutes from right now, I will say arguably, no offense, Kevin Dyson, the most underrated Tennessee Titan wide receiver of all time. That's my opinion. Dyson, will always get all your love. Nate Washington does not get enough love when it comes to what he's done for this team.
Oh, no, I'd agree. I got some stuff I'd say about that later.
Yeah, but he will be joining us here in about 10 minutes. As the break was going on, Jackson and Zeph walked in here, and Jackson looked straight-faced at Dyson and said, hey, when you guys were in the league and y'all were playing Madden, would you get on there and play as yourself and play with yourself?
Pause.
Exactly.
That's it.
Even Jackson corrected himself. That sounded weird.
And so then Jackson then proceeds. We get into the conversation about mutts and Madden 24, Madden 25, because I told you guys at the beginning of the show we were talking about weddings that on the night before I got married, me, my best man, and my other nephew, soon to be nephew, we stayed up all night playing video games, and somebody joked on me like, Hunk, you still play video games. That's right, Gamer Zone coming back this fall every single Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, just letting you know. And because the college football game is coming out, we're going to add one there too. But
yes,
I just found out neither one of you guys are in Madden. Like, how are y'all not a part of my Ultimate Team? Like, that is one of the most...
Because I was born in 1970, bro.
No, I'm not talking about why aren't you playing in it. I mean, Keith Bullock was in it this year for you guys. Like, he was the rep for the Titans as far as one of their retro players. How have we not had Dr. Kevin Dyson and Brad Hopkins? Because I need a good left tackle, and we know this man can catch. We need him in there.
Nobody knows who's blocking up front. They're not paying attention to that.
Yeah, no, but still, you have
You're an edge rusher. You're an edge rusher when you play defense, right? And you're the QB when you play offense.
But still,
I do love the game. You know why I love the game so much? It actually taught me more about the intricacies of the game. Because now, as a play caller for both sides of the football, I've now got to think, what is most effective with what I've got? So I'm playing the hardest level on Madden right now, right?
Yep.
Completely different than the first two levels. There's a lot that they don't get. I'm sitting there rushing for 120 yards a game when I first started it, right? I switched to the hard mode. I can't get 20 yards a game rushing because the speed ramps up, right? And of course, then the game starts to cheat.
Basically, the video game becomes a cheat for the computer when you go up to all Madden.
It makes me so mad when it does that. But the point is, now I've got to reinvent myself. I've got to change something about my offense. I know I don't have this toss sweep, even though I have Miles Sanders, because guess what? That defensive end, the computer's going to make him flatten down the line of scrimmage and tackle me every time, or the guy won't block right in front of me. So I understand the different levels that you play, in that game. It just, to me, is so fun.
Now 2020, the Madden 25 is going to be coming out in a couple months. We need both of you guys in it.
That's
cool. I don't know NFLPA. I don't know who we need to reach out to, because Bully got in it last year.
Yeah.
I was texting him. I'm like, dude, you know they got you got like an 89 card right now. Like, it's August, man.
Yeah.
Your card's already in here. It's like an 89 overall. The other thing we talked about in the break, so we're now on a mission for that. Dyson, you have been up on the podium for the NFL draft, right?
Twice.
Mm-hmm. So you've been up on the podium twice. DHOP has never chosen and never been up on the podium for the second round draft pick.
Nope.
We need to get him up on the stage so that he can make a second round draft pick for the Titans at some point in time. You've done it twice.
But let's go back. Let's preface this though.
Okay.
The first time I got the pick. I was invited. I was first one. Blah blah blah. The second time around, I was a fill-in for Michael Griffith, who had something come up. And I don't know who they asked after him. So it wasn't like I got picked
That's
twice.
even worse. You know why it's worse? Because you'd already done it.
Well, they went down the line.
What? You'd already done it. Why would they go to a guy that already did it?
And it went down the line. I answered my phone.
A guy that never been up there. I want to Hunk Roger Goodell.
You may have not answered your phone that day. I don't know.
I want to pick Dylan Radins.
That was my pick, y'all.
Do you want to pick Dylan Radins?
That was my pick. That was the pick I announced in Cleveland.
That was a shot at KD for his second pick.
Well, when we come back, we'll ask Nate Washington who he wants to pick if he's in that position right now. But before that, it is Father's Day week, because Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. And this year, you can give Dad the best by simply being caller number 5 right now at 615-737-1045. And you can win an opportunity, and all you have to do is be caller number 5, and you get to pick what your prize is. It could be Nashville Sounds tickets. We have tickets for concerts, plenty of tickets for those. Nashville SC. Who knows? Maybe there's Titans tickets. Maybe there's tickets for you to go see the Vols this fall. Whatever it is, just be calling number 5 right now, 615-737-1045. When we come back, wide receiver Nate Washington joins us on 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Everybody loves spa gifts, and maybe you need a spa gift for somebody, a birthday, Father's Day coming up. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Maybe they would like a spa day to get away from everybody. Maybe it's a, hey, great job, that a girl gift, whatever. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa is who you need to call. That's where you need to go because it is the best spa around. And part of the greatness of a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa is that they have at least a dozen different services all in the same place, all under one roof. So if you go get somebody a gift card to a Moment's Peace, they can choose what they like or what they want to do for their spa day, whether it's massages, manicures, pedicures, sunless tanning, waxing, facials, skincare, hair salon. They can get their hair done there, their makeup. It doesn't matter. They can choose, and that's the beauty of a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Gift cards available 24/7 on their website, amomentspeace.com, or call them 615-224-0770. They can handle all special requests for you. You can always just stop by, too, in Cool Springs, right at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakersbridge Avenue. That's a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa.
Coming to Holistic Stem Cell Therapy with Kellum Stem Cell Institute. You know from all of my stories that when I'm telling you about playing for a long time, my knees hurting, my shoulder popping out, all of these things that seem to hold you back from being able to do regular workout things. Just be a normal guy want to go to the gym without any inflammation flaring up. What do you do to stop it? What do you do to cure it? You do holistic stem cell therapy. It's your body, your cells, your solution. All that happens is you harvest your body's stem cells, and they also store them for future and continued use. These cells are used back right there into your body and redeployed based on the need. So with my right knee, I got it directly onto my knee, took the inflammation away. Shoulder, exactly the same thing. Haven't had any problems with it. Also helps with heart failure, lung issues, autism, and arthritis. These are true stories that everybody knows works. That's done them. All you got to do is go get you a consultation at 615-850-4415. Get your consultation and talk to Dr. Kellum. right now directly. You sit down, ask him every question that you got. All you got to do is go to KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Good afternoon. It is 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno. The College World Series kicked things off today at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska. Game one between Virginia and UNC ended in some drama. Tie game in the bottom of the ninth. 2 outs. Tar Heel star Vance Honeycutt walked to the plate looking to play hero of the day.
College World Series team. His mom ran track at Carolina. And that one is ripped. That's the game. Honeycutt does it again, and they turn Chapel Thrill into Charles Schwab Stadium. College World Series team is mom.
And Florida State and Tennessee, they'll get going tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN. You can also catch that game right here on 104.5 The Zone. Pre-game coverage starts at 5:45. The winner will take on UNC in the winner's bracket. The loser will head on to face Virginia in the loser's bracket. Dalton Bargo gets the DH nod today for the Vols. Over in the NBA playoffs, it's the Celtics and Mavericks. Game 4, Boston leads that series 3-0, looking to sweep. Mavericks looking to stay alive. And over in the NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup final, Game 4 between the Panthers and Oilers. Florida leads that one 3-0. That'll be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on ABC. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSDN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
$40 minutes remains on 3HL here on this Friday. Brent, Don, Slay are all in Los Angeles. So right now, I am not joined by Don Davenport. Do it.
Come on, man.
Reed. There it is. It's good. It's a good open for that. He is Brad Hopkins. Hello. Former Tennessee Titan left tackle. And next to him is not Ron Slay. There it is. The doctor, Kevin Dyson, joins us.
There you go.
Man,
arguably,
he got some
cool
stuff,
you always had some
man.
Uncle Luke going in for a second.
Oh, yeah. Arguably one of the most, if not the most famous Tennessee Titan wide receiver in history. But right now, we are joined by a man that I will always say never gets the love that he should. That is wide receiver Nate Washington, because arguably, Nate, you are one of my favorite wide receivers because of what you did during your period of time as a Tennessee Titan, man. How's it going today?
Oh, man, I appreciate that. This is arguably one of the best intros that I've ever been on radio. So this is dope, man. Thanks for having me, guys. What's up, Hop?
What's going on?
What's up, bro? Hey, they can leave the room now. Let the receivers have a conversation.
Wow, yeah.
You know,
We'll
Nate,
just sit over here, Nate, while you guys talk.
y'all
Go
can just
ahead.
chill.
Yeah, go ahead and talk receiver stuff.
I was just here to bring you in. I'm just going to hand it over to you two guys now, especially KD over
Y'all can
here.
relax a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, real talk, man, Nate. One thing, I don't know if I ever give you your flowers, man. You've been one of the best, if not the best, free agent signing at receiver position in this city. And we've had a list of people that come through, and I played with Yancey, and there's been some other guys, whether it be Carl Pickens, Yancey, who am I missing? Givens. There's been several Moss. There's been several guys that have come in. But what I've always appreciated about you was the way you came up in your work ethic. You never took your time for granted. So my question to you is, with the expectations of when you go to a franchise, whether it be a low-round pick or a free agent, and you grind your way to, and then you work your way up to getting that major contract, that next opportunity, which we all try to get to, what is harder to navigate? What anxiety is harder? That expectation that I have this money, or I'm trying to make this roster?
Well, it was a lot for me. In difference of, it was a whole new life for me. I had made the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, grinded it out as an undrafted free agent rookie, and grinded it out there, as you said, just trying to make a name for myself, trying to get on the roster. So by year 4, I'm coming into camp, and everybody in the locker room, my agent, there's a lot of speculation going around in Pittsburgh, about me leaving after the season, so becoming a free agent. So it was, even that in itself was like, wow, I didn't know people were really paying attention to me like this. And then I get there to Tennessee, and it was, it was a awakening. I was the little brother in Pittsburgh that everybody took care of and made sure I was on time for this, made sure I knew about this meeting, and all of those things. They were basically dragging me by my ear, to be a professional. And then here it is, I come here. Now I'm required to be the mentor. I'm required to be the guy that's doing the pulling of the ear, per se, making sure guys are doing their job, making sure guys are putting in the work, not only in practice, but even after practice, rehab and, cold tubs and all those things. I had became that guy that was there to show the young guys the way. And to be honest with you, KD, it was hard for me because coming to Tennessee from Pittsburgh, I knew that there was going to be a huge requirement on me being a solid free agent that was coming in and doing some things with a bunch of young guys that we had, trying to make that room a little solid. And I knew the requirement was going to be there, but I've never started before either. Not only had I never started, but I never was considered to be a mentor nor a captain in the locker room. So there was a lot of adjustments that I had to make sure that I was not only advancing myself individually as a professional athlete, but I also was trying to make sure I was maturing enough to help the young men around me grow. So it was definitely a lot going on, but thankfully, Nashville was one of those places that just took me in, the community in itself, the community events that I used to have, back when I was there, and they made it easy for me. The people made it easy. The fans made it easy. The organization was always in support of me. I watched my name be questioned when I first got there to, hearing from the greats like yourself, KD, that, I was one of the most respected free agents to ever come across, the Oilers / Titans organization. And it means the world to me to hear that.
Our guest today on 3HL is none other than former wide receiver Nate Washington. And, we spent a lot of time here talking about Will Levis, and rightfully so, Nate. My first impressions when I first met the young man were, you know what? I like this dude. I really like this dude. I would block for him. How important, Nate, is that chemistry between quarterback and receiver?
Man, you know what, Hop, man, I wanna greatly agree with you here because, I've never met the kid, but there's something about his moxie, about his passion. It exudes. For a guy like me, I see it through my TV. I see how much the game is important to him. And I'm not talking about just for showing up. I'm talking about, you can tell this kid has a passion to go be great. And like you said, when you see guys, young guys like that come in, and any position will be great, but, so to see a young quarterback come in with this type of confidence, this type of will, this type of attitude and passion towards what he's doing to lead these guys, like you said, I feel the same way. I'll run through a brick wall for that kid. So I'm excited about, the immediate future, but I'm also excited about watching him in itself, him become a better professional. I think with him being so young, we kind of get caught up in the moment of what he's capable of bringing right now. But I mean, if this kid continues to grow, if he continues to put the work in and it shows up on Sunday like he's been doing, and he continues to be healthy, man, sky's the limit for this guy with his future, the next 3 to 5 years. So I'm hoping that, everything works out with Will, because it's definitely looking like the Titans have found their franchise quarterback.
Former Tennessee Titan wide receiver Nate Washington joining us on 3HL. And Nate, earlier this week or last week during OTAs when it was wrapping up, Will Levis talked about the retreats and, me and the skill position players, we're going to go out and to go to one of these events where we're all just going to hang out probably like at some weird on place where they're just all in the mountains by themselves, like we're doing whatever they do. Did you ever get to go to do anything like that with any of your quarterbacks?
Never took any retreat type vacations or trips to work out together or to bond, but I definitely took plenty of trips, from going to different cities with different quarterbacks, just experiencing that area. I've been to Houston plenty of times with Vince Young to go down there. We worked out plenty of times down there, experienced his family, was able to do some good things with him down in Houston with his foundation when he was playing and all of the things that he was doing in the community. So I definitely had the opportunity to travel with a couple quarterbacks, never in a retreat style situation, but, it's good hearing that. I think the game has really evolved, if I'm honest, in how these guys spend their off seasons. These guys, they link up at beaches and other places that they go work out, and they spend that time together. I don't think that me and my counterparts did as much as that. I don't think that was as common. I know guys will meet up in Arizona, go work out. Houston, Florida, Orlando was a major hub for a lot of guys to work out together. But as a team, I don't think that collectively across the league that, that was as popular as it is now. And I think it's going to benefit these guys, obviously, just growing together, understanding each other, even seeing how each other lets their hair down, seeing how guys like to party brings you close to guys sometimes, seeing you guys connect, and a lot of those things, the high intense moments when y'all get away from the football field, it's definitely something to bond over. So I never had the personal opportunity, but definitely looking forward to these guys continuing to do so.
So, hey, man, I want to go back to the receivers. And you've seen the free agent signings, and you've been a guy who's come to the city as a free agent. Again, like you talked about, the expectation changing. Well, there's one guy in particular who was a first-round draft pick, and with the free agent signings, his expectations had changed. Can you speak to that pressure that he may be feeling? I was posed this question of, is he feeling more or less pressure based on where his status currently is with the organization and the free agent signing? How do you feel about that?
Okay, let me make sure. I'm talking about really here or Burks.
I'm sorry? I'm talking about Burks. I'm talking about Traylon Burks. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Traylon. Does Traylon, is he feeling more or less pressure with the two big, with DHOP last year and then really this year? Do you feel like he's feeling less or more pressure to perform now that these two guys are in here?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think Traylon is in a unique situation, right? I think he's young enough to still have the potential and room to grow, right? I think he is in obviously the best situation to grow behind two of the best receivers in the league right now. It takes all of the pressure off of him of making plays, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he has to have some type of sense of urgency, understanding that this is year 3 and time is running out on him having a career in the NFL. I mean, great. Having a job is an opportunity is always, what we work for. But as you guys know, having a career, we're talking about 7, 8, 9, 10 plus years in this thing. It takes being able to show up, to be able to show that you're an asset to that team, not just a guy that has potential. I think this year will be great for him to go out and show that he can be an asset. I think the opportunities will also grow, being that he will be playing a lot more special teams. I think that will also give him an opportunity to show that, okay, I may be not, your first 1 or 2 receiver, but I'm going to be an asset for this team. I'm going to work my tail off. I'm going to show that you guys need me just as much as I need you. And I think, he has to have a sense of urgency around that. Time has been going on, and while it's not his fault in how we acquired him, the situation still stands. The Titans needed someone to come in and perform after AJ leaving, and he just hasn't done so. Not only, in my opinion, has he not done so, but it's been availability. I think KD and Hop both understand this. As the old saying goes, you can't make the club in the tub.
I know that's right.
So with that being said, I'm all for the potential. I'm all for the patience of waiting on this kid to turn the corner, but also at the same time, the games go on. We're not looking to finish last in the conference. We're not looking to miss any more playoffs. We're not looking to, be the laughing stock of the AFC South. And with that said, it comes work. It comes guys coming to work every day and being accountable about their job. And I think Traylon is definitely going to have to do that this year. But, as I said, with all that said, he's sitting in a perfect position. He's sitting behind 2 playmakers that will take the heat off of him. He doesn't have to come in every Sunday and be that guy, but he could be that guy that contributes. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't think, the pressure is there, but the sense of urgency has to be there for him to make sure that he has a solid NFL career, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to the side where I thought there might be more pressure on him, because when he does get those opportunities based on the other guys around him, he has to make sure he comes and shows up, to your point. My other question to you is, and this is more to the fun side, we were coming up in an era, you were kind of on the genesis of this throw the ball in the air that we see in the league now. How much fun would you have in the way offense is called in the National Football League today?
Man, what's so funny you say that, KD, because I'm right on that cusp, right? I'm right on that cusp of that old school hard nose, go get the safety, dig them out the box.
Oh, my gosh. My neck's still sore.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'll transition on out with that spread. Let me tell you, I'll take you even here further. As a former Pittsburgh Steeler, right?
Ooh.
There was times that at the Titans, I'm calling my former teammates at the Steelers like, hey, man, what the hell y'all doing in 3 wide so much over there?
I did the same thing when I left here.
Oh my God, he chucking that ball around left and right when we was scrapping for daggone passes back then. So, it's amazing to see, obviously, being a former receiver, KD, man, I love it. I love seeing that ball pitched all around the field, man. But I'm going to keep it real with you, too, and Hop might like this. I'm still old school guy, though. I'm still sitting at home like, run the ball, run the ball.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I have a good time with both, but it's definitely amazing to see the advancement of the games and, the unique offenses that are coming in, and since Pat has come in, man, these offenses have taken off. Pat Mahomes has truly almost revolutionized even what Tom was able to do in New England, because, man, that offense, in Kansas City has been very unique, everything that they've been able to do. So I'm excited about where the future is headed for the NFL. I'm a little jealous seeing these guys getting all these passes. They getting more money than us, KD.
Man, come on.
All right.
I'm excited, man.
Nate, before we let you go, I just wanted to ask a quick pop quiz on your career real fast, okay? Because I've looked up both you and DeAndre Hopkins. Y'all have both played in the NFL for 11 seasons, okay, as of right now. Who do you think has caught a touchdown pass from more quarterbacks, you or D-Hop?
I'm going to go with me alone with Tennessee.
He didn't even include Pittsburgh. He said just in Tennessee alone, I have more quarterbacks than him. Nice.
I will say you caught touchdown passes from 10 different quarterbacks in your career. DHOP beats you by 3. He's caught touchdown passes by 13.
Oh, wow.
Quarterbacks on there. So just letting you know. But you and him are tied because when you were playing, the Titans versus Jags was always a really fun Thursday night football game.
Yeah.
And so you do have 4 touchdowns in your history that were scored on Thursday night. So you and him both have those touchdowns. Just letting you know.
Nate, if I ask you something, can you answer in 30 seconds, please? Because we're about up against it. But I really think it's pertinent.
Indeed, I got you.
Listen, we got these 3 mega names at receiver, right? You just mentioned there being only one football. Could this possibly be a problem in the future when you're talking about so many guys that want to show you exactly what they can do with it?
Well, hopefully Hop is at that edge of the career where he understands he just wants to be an asset. I understand really he's going to want his touches. But, I think you have a group of guys with personalities that understands the position of this team. Yes, they're going to want the ball, but I don't see personalities of ego. I see personalities of how can I help? Let me help. And I think that's going to be a good problem to have for these guys.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great point.
We definitely appreciate it, bro. We'd love to have you on anytime, man. Thank you so much for hopping on with us.
Good job.
Hey, thanks, guys, man. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, you
Nate.
too.
Yeah.
Former Tennessee Titan wide receiver, one of the most underappreciated wide receivers in Titans history. And Nate Washington, that was him on 3HL. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show as we get ready to send it to Omaha for the Vols and Seminoles. And we will finish it up with your phone call, 615-737-1045. Before that, though, it is Friday. So that means that every single Friday, Brent always gives you an opportunity to go play golf at X Golf. And since it is Friday and Brent's not here, I'm going to be the one that's doing it. So we're going to give you the opportunity right now. You will win a $50 gift card to Experience X Golf. All you've got to do is be caller number 5 right now, 615-737-1045. You can transform your golf game in either the Nashville location or the Murfreesboro location right now. You can play, you can train, you can hold parties, all of that at X Golf. But to get this $50 gift cards, you've got to be caller number 5 right now. 615-737-1045.
Cove Generators coming at you directly to let you know that, hey, you're done with those power outages and nothing to do about them. They even got 10-year warranties that have been extended through June. Plus, additional $500 off for mentioning that they heard them right here, Babsy, on 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Babsy and Slay, you can't get no better than this.
No, you can't. Seriously, you have through June, and that is it to be able to get a generator from Cove Generators, a Generac automatic standby generator, by the way, one of the best brands out there on this deal. So you better jump on it because it's going to go away and probably never come back. So you know that personal service matters, and Cove Generators has that. Family run and operated. They're here to serve you. You get a project manager who stays with you during your duration of the lifetime of your generator. Call Cove Generators. Get a Generac automatic standby generator at covegenerators.com or give them a call at 931-559-3311.
And stay connected through it all.
Y'all, it's so appropriate that I'm about to talk about Loan Pronto because I'm going to need a loan for the new house that I'm going to buy because I might burn mine down. Anyway, imagine that you do wake up next week and you have all these rodents and critters in your home and you do want to go buy a new house and you need a great loan. You should call Loan Pronto because they can get you the best rate out there. Listen, they can also get you money out of your current home if you're interested in that. With their Loan Pronto Equity Express line of credit, they can make it happen in less than 10 minutes for approval. Almost no documentation, no appraisal, no hassle with Loan Pronto. Get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans if you want, or use it for a home improvement project, or use it to pay for critter removal. Give them a call now, 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
Continuing on 3H, we've only got about 6 minutes remaining before we send it to Omaha and the Chuck as the Vols. Omaha.
You've been waiting to do that, haven't you?
Oh, speaking of pulling in Omaha, I have the numbers and the updated numbers for the Jell-O shots.
Oh, snap. What are they?
So before we get to that, we're going to finish this up with your phone call, 615-737-1045. If you have missed Nate Washington, we appreciate him coming on, and we also appreciate Solomon Wilcots. Both of those guys you guys were talking to at the NFL alumni event yesterday at the golf tournament. But we're wrapping this up, and I'm letting you know because 5 o'clock, the Roccos just put out the latest update on the Jell-O shots. I'll give you the update at noon today. At noon, North Carolina was leading with 506 shots. They were beating Tennessee by about 15 because Tennessee had 491 shots. So the updated numbers now, North Carolina fans have, in that 5-hour period, already bought 739 more shots.
Wow.
Their total at the moment is 1,245. That is before first pitch for the Tennessee game, which is coming up in about 25 minutes from right now.
So how many teams are actually fan bases can actually take shots?
So it's just the 8 teams. So when you go when you go into Roccos, you say, all right, I want a Florida State shot. Give me a shot.
So
I want the Florida State shot.
We're 2.
Yeah. So like Florida State at 12 o'clock only had 210.
Oh,
yeah, like it was nothing.
Lightweights.
Okay, exactly. Florida only had 95.
What?
Right.
Take a drink down there in Florida.
A&M had 546. So those were the shots that was going on. Now the updated numbers. North Carolina now has 1,245 shots.
Yeah.
Tennessee was 15 shots behind them at noon. Tennessee is now ahead of North Carolina with a total at this moment of 2,358 shots.
That's some drinking right there, baby.
Somebody's lit.
That's some drinking right there.
In 5 hours, Tennessee fans have purchased 1,867 shots, which leads me to Bowling Green, Kentucky. Reese and Laura, how many of those have you guys purchased?
Nice segue.
Hunk, what a segue. Hey, guys.
That's funny.
Hey, it's Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Hunk.
How's it going?
Perfect. Hey, first off, I got to say, KD, B-Hop, appreciate what y'all did for us. Now, Hunk, are you with me?
I'm with you, Reese. I'm with you.
All right. We don't have place, so you got to fill in. And I'm confused. I don't know if you're mid-shift, day shift, afternoon. I don't know what's going on anymore, but we're glad you're back. Are you with me?
I'm with you, Reese.
Okay. So, real quick, first off, because we're running out of time.
Yep.
The Vols, we've got, what's his name?
Christian Moore.
Christian Moore. If he hits a home run and the Vols win, it's +3 something. Put $100 on that. I got the Vols at -1.5. Scares me a little bit. Got $100 on that. And then Billy Amick, is that how you say his name?
Billy Amick.
MMIC.
Yeah, if he hits a home run and the Vols win, it's +380. Got another 150 on that. Felt good on that. What's your thoughts on that? And go ahead, and it's one of the things I want to get at after that.
The 1.5 scares me just because you're going up against Jamie Arnold, and the history that Chris Stamos has is he is going to give up a run in the first inning or two, and then when you're in Omaha, you do not want to get behind early in this one. The fear that I have with Tennessee is they have an amazing pitching staff, but if Stamos doesn't go 3 or 4 innings, you're already putting your bullpen behind you. And behind when it comes to the later games in the tournament because of the fact you're going to have to start using them early. So the 1.5 scares me. Christian Moore, I agree. I think he's going to go yard at some point in time. That man hits bombs.
And here's why I did research that our opener, as we call him, but the guy that usually follows him is solid.
AJ Clausey.
Yes, that's exactly. I can't remember his name. Thank you for picking me up. He is solid, and I feel that between the two of them, even if we just give up 1 or 2 between the two of them, between 5 or 6 innings, we got a lot of innings where we get the crowd rolling, and we've found 2 or 3 bombs by then, as long as Florida State doesn't score 2,700 runs again.
All right, Reese, we got to let you go, so finish this one up along the way you know how.
Play the message, Zed. Let's go. Good old Rocky Tank, KDB Hop. We love you. We appreciate you.
Let's go.
That, my friends, is how I say thank you to you guys.
We take it. Play Rocky Top on the way out.
That's it. So we have Tennessee and going up, and so Tennessee and Florida State. That's going to be coming up here in just a little bit when we wrap up here in just a few seconds. Seriously, guys, I appreciate it.
Man, I had a blast, man. Anytime, I'm having a good old time out here.
We're taking Arnold out in 2 innings.
2 innings? You think he's going?
We going Jack for at least 3 runs in the third.
Yeah,
like that.
Absolutely.
All right.
We're going to find out 22 minutes from right now. First pitch between the Seminoles and the Vols, as you will be able to hear every single bit of it on 104.5 The Zone. B-Hop, man, I love you. I know you and I are going to be 1 to 3 coming up next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
As well. KD, thanks for letting me joke on you with Reed and every other person that called in wanted to say about how great of a principal
touching
you are.
myself. I just,
whoa.
And with that,
play with
have
yourself.
a good night. See y'all later. But Monday, Slay's a Married Man. We'll be back with you then. Have a great night.